Hey yo everybody, welcome to this week's HaQ&A, and if my voice is shot and I'm just chugging water throughout this HaQ&A video, forgive me. I just spent like 30 minutes recording for a Walking Dead video and then 45 more minutes after that recording for a Pokemon video, and I am a little bit shot right now. I wanted to record the last part of my 12 Beast read through after this, but that'll be like an hour, and I don't know if I feel like recording for an hour after this. I don't know if I can record for an hour after this, jeez. But yeah, I don't really think I have anything important to talk about. The only thing is, in a couple of weeks, I believe my family is having a vacation. I don't really want to go, but if I do go, I will, I don't know, my videos, like, I'll try to at least get up a couple, like, the live reactions to the new chapters and stuff, and be okay with that, and then when I get back, I'll do, all of the stuff I missed out on, but I might not, or I might only go for, like, a little while or something, so I don't know. I'm hoping it won't affect anything. I don't really plan on myself going, so yeah, I don't plan on going anywhere, as everything should remain the same. So let's get into the comments. Anime Watcher said, I think Jinsung's going to observe in this arc and probably have a role in the next immediate arc, trying to take Bomb back to FUG. I have a few manga I'd actually like to recommend: Vinland Saga, National Quiz, Slam Dunk, Yamada-kun and the Seven Witches, Assassination Classroom, and Angel Densetsu. Yeah, this is a bit of manga. I haven't even read some of those, but I heard they were at least great manga for you to read and review. And definitely good thoughts on Jinsung. And yeah, make all the recommendations you want. I've added all those to a list with, I think, Breaker, and there's one more on the list other than that I Am a Hero, I think is the other one. And they're all on a list together. They're all the things that you guys have recommended. And sorry, hiccup. After Boku no Hero Academia, I'll start going through one at a time until I get through them. So thank you so much for the recommendations. If any of you have anything more you want added to the list, I'm not necessarily going in any specific order, just whatever I feel like reading next, you know? Mike Temp said, I didn't realize you were doing 91 days. I friggin' love it so far. Going to have to start watching those reviews. No doubt Bomb is stronger, but I feel like Androssi has so much more fighting experience that it would really even out the fight as long as she didn't get hit too badly with any of Bomb's moves. To speculate who might be at the auction house since FUG sent someone, I wonder if Walhike Song sent someone, this could be the return of Liroro. Yeah, I am loving 91 Days. It's probably my favorite anime this season. But if Liroro returns, prepare for me to just freak out in my live reaction. I love Liroro so much. Like, if he returned, I'd be so beyond hype. Lurking Fishhead said, thank you for the awesome read-through on last week's One Piece live reaction. Thank you for the comment. I'm glad you enjoyed. Anime Watcher said, I finally caught up to One Piece. I feel so exhausted. All I can say is the year of Sanji, best year, and I hope Caesar will be sent to level 6 of Impel Down. Definitely one of my most hated characters. And I said, lol, but seriously, I don't really mind Caesar. Like, he's been kind of weak and lame after Punk Hazard. When Punk Hazard, he was kind of cool, and he has really OP powers that, in the hands of anybody, should be kind of OP. But, I don't know, he's been pretty lame lately. Yeah, and welcome to being caught up. Zoe was friggin' awesome, and Whole Cake is really just kind of getting started. Paul 1991 said, more build up, get to the action already, SIU, and also keep up the awesome videos, Haku. Yeah, I know that feel, but I liked this week's build up a lot, and thank you for the comments. They're always very, very appreciated. Thank you everyone for your comments. Noah.0 2014 A/C24 said, well, Bomb is pissed off, ready to go berserk. Yes, and I am loving this arc, Serious and Angry Bomb. Like, a lot of people don't know what to think, a lot of people don't really like it, but I like the Serious and Angry Bomb that's like, I'm willing to do whatever it takes to protect my friends. I really like that. Ghost Emblem said, ever since they pushed back the translation, it's getting worse. What? And, right? Like, it's my issues with it, and I've said this probably in other places, like, is that the fix is easy. It'd probably take 15 minutes or less. All it takes is somebody read through it really quick. Any grammar or spelling mistakes, fix them really quick. Make sure they're using the same names and terms as usual so that there's actually some sort of stability with that. And that would probably take 15-20 minutes or less to just go through and fix all the problems. Anime Watcher said, Kun looks like he's going to a dance event instead of infiltrating an enemy stronghold. I'm really liking the team compositions. I hope they all can contribute a little overall to taking down Kaiser and rescuing Rakiwa and Danwa. And same, I love the team choices. That was probably my favorite part of this week's chapter. And also, I really, really love Kun's outfit. And I love everybody's outfits and designs for this chapter. It was really cool. Gabriel Lancelot said, great video, man. You should review I Am a Hero. Also, you're doing a huge disservice for not watching the work of art that is ReZero. The main character is not one-dimensional, and you really get to love all the main cast and feel for them. I also started reading 12 Beast manga thanks to you and loved it, and thanks a ton. It really, really means a ton to hear other people like watching and enjoying the 12 Beast stuff and starting to read stuff because I'm reading it, and I hope that Boku no Hero Academia will be like that for even more people because so many people love it and a lot of people want to read it as well. And the only thing I'm sad about with 12 Beast is there isn't a reliable scanlation all the way up to the most recent chapter, because there are 20 or 21 chapters, but only the first 10 have been translated. And I think that covers the first 3 volumes, but volume 4 is coming out in September, I believe, in English. So when volume 4 comes out, I'm going to buy it and do live reaction and review based on that. And that'll probably be the next few chapters, I guess. And as for ReZero, my friend, I added I Am a Hero to the list, and oh my gosh, freaking ReZero, my friend tells me all the time to watch it. Every time I say anything, or when I was complaining, I was like, why was Taboo Tattoo so bad this week? They were like, give up on it, start doing ReZero. But for ReZero, I think I'm going to do it like I did for Mikakunen de Shinkohei, One Punch Man, and Yurikuma Arashi, where once it's over, I'll just marathon the whole thing and do one big long video that's a full series review. Not super huge and long video, maybe only 15-20 minutes, maybe a little longer if I need to go a little bit longer, but I'll just marathon it and do a series review. Yuri Zahard said, it would have been an amazing chapter, but the translation's getting crazy these days. I don't want to complain over name changes, and maybe calling the 10 families clans instead of families might even be better and more accurate. Yeah, just sidebarring here, I think that actually might be better and more accurate, but at this point, I personally think we should just stick with families, and I'm sticking with families just because it's what we've been saying the whole time. Continuing their comment though, but the inconsistency is killing it. Seriously, they change terminology every few weeks and also mess up half of it. 10 families, 10 bosses, regulars, irregulars, etc. But sorry about the whining this week, but it was too much. And yeah, the terms are definitely the worst part. It wouldn't be bad, they pick certain names, spellings, terms, and stick with them, but they change too much. They went back and forth. They said 10 clans and 10 families both in this last chapter. And why would you go back and forth on the same terms within the same chapter? And then I remember a few chapters back when we were leaving the Hell Train to go to the Name Hunt Station, I complained where they said, and a couple other people complained, where they used Floor of Death, then Floor of Hell, then Floor of Death again, in the same chapter, talking about the same place. They just jumbled what they called them, their terms up. Sorry, gonna grab some water really quick. Next comment is from Mike Nemps, though. This looks like Jinsung might help Bomb, since he doesn't seem keen on the idea of Viol facing off against a princess under their terms instead of some grand fight that FUG sets up. Judging by the last panel, we may see the twins get involved with Androssi somehow during this arc, which makes sense since it's a good opportunity for them. But I hope they just observe and leave to challenge her later in the tower. Yeah, I think they'll actually attack and capture her, like I said, or at least I think that would be interesting if they did do it. I don't necessarily think they will. I just think that'd be an interesting option. But yeah, I think I would prefer if they just like sort of left and came back to be enemies later on, but somehow I don't feel like that's super likely. As for the new direction bomb, I think it's a really profound change. You could argue that in the beginning he was naive for wanting to save everyone, but for the most part he managed to do it. Now, however, it's almost like SIU is just showing that no one can get through the tower without being changed by it, or corrupted in some way, since Bomb seems to be getting more ruthless as he climbs higher. Side note, when I was reading along with you today, most of the errors were still there, but some panels, like in Bomb's big speech, were completely changed from the version you were reading, which seems weird that they'd go back and change that, but not the mistakes. And this was 5 hours ago when I read and answered this. But yeah, I think really good thoughts on Jinsung, actually. I think it'd really be badass if he sort of helped Bomb's team behind the scenes a little here, like he doesn't want this fight to go down like it's going down. And I like Bomb's change to an extent, because it seems more to me like he's just learning that sometimes he gets put in situations that come down to either it's his allies, his friends, or it's somebody else. And he has to be selfish when he needs to be selfish to do what benefits his friends instead of everybody else. And also the translation thing is weird. I haven't done it yet, but I want to go back and reread and see if I notice the differences. Ghost Emblem said, I think I'll start Boku no Hero Academia when you do. I've been meaning to start that for a while, and awesome. I'm really excited for it, and I really hope to start it this weekend. And I'm super happy that other people are going to be reading along with me. It's going to be really cool to discuss and everything. I'll know it 2014 A/C24 said, I love Bomb's angry face. Yes, that was such a cool panel. Gabriel Lancelot, why do they keep naming Androssi Androssi? What the hell? Haha. And I know, right? I hate the Androssi translation so much. Androssi just sounds way better. Even, I think Androssi, I think the actual Korean characters may be something closer to like Androssi or something. So Androssi may even be like closer to the proper way to do it, but I think Androssi is just a better name and works more well in English. And I hate that translation almost as much, but not as much as I hate hats with a Z. That is the translation that pisses me off the most. Hats instead of Hatsu. I also don't like Shibisu or or just when they say Isu instead of Ship Lisu. I think Ship Lisu is a much preferable translation to me. And then, big conversation, not going to read all of it, but Anime Watcher basically saying, I'll read the original. I realize now why SIU hates Kun. It must be because of his good looks. Jokes aside, if Bomb and Androssi do fight, I think Bomb would win 9 times out of 10 because of his thorn knowledge, knowledge of multiple martial arts, and training from FUG, and his copy ability. The only advantage I could think of for Androssi is she's more experienced in fighting, since she killed all of her sisters to sit at the highest spot at the dinner table in her childhood. It was nice seeing a clear difference between first season and probably middle second season Bomb, as the differences in attitude. I think it'll take at least one more chapter before we hit any serious action. Yeah, I definitely agree with the Bomb stuff. And David Rush disagreed because, well, they said, not sure about that. Excluding Bomb, she might actually be the strongest D-rank regular. There's still Mad Dog. I'm sure she got stronger as well. Besides, she's a princess of Zahard, and don't forget she took on a ranker on her own on the floor of test, also Bon Bon. And Ghost Emblem said, well, she lost to Kaiser, who was also a D-classed, and Buelser is supposed to be about the same strength as the Mad Dog who Androssi beat, but Bomb was way stronger than Buelser. Also, Androssi fought Quant with Bomb. She didn't take him herself, and pretty much saying that it was really a team effort. And Devin Rush also, again, with 2 more comments trying to defend Androssi, but I basically said, I think Bomb would beat Androssi, no doubts. Androssi is strong, but at this point in the story, we've run into stronger. She's strong, but we've seen stronger at this point. I think right now the strongest, from what SIU has said, is Joaquin. Because, SIU said that in a fair fight, Joaquin is still stronger than Bomb, would still beat Bomb. The only reason that Bomb pulled out the win in Go to Hell was because Bomb had the miraculous power-up from the spirits, and also Joaquin was surprised by the miraculous power-up. So Joaquin is still stronger than Bomb. I would say Bomb is next. I'd say Bomb is stronger than Kaiser, Sachi, Lilial, and Shilial. Maybe not by like a ton, but I would say he's stronger. He would still struggle a little in a fight with any of them, but he would win. I don't really think there's any doubt that he would win. Next up, I would say, of course, is the top D ranks, which are Kaiser, Sachi, Lilial, and Shilial. And behind them, I think that Androssi, Ron, Anak, Buelser, and I think those four, like Buelser, Elliott, Anak, Ron, and Androssi, I don't think it's impossible for them to beat Kaiser, Sachi, Lilial, or Shilial. Like, Androssi could go in a rematch against Kaiser and beat Kaiser, but it would be super, super difficult, and she'd really have to pull out all the stops. So I don't think she's, like, way weaker than any of them or anything, but I think she's a little bit of a level below them. Also, I would even put, like, Boro, Kun, Hatsu, Rak, and Inietta up there with Androssi, Ron, Anak, and Buelser at this point, because Boro's pretty freaking strong, and from what we've seen of Kun, Rak, and Hatsu, I think they're really, really strong, and Inietta, of course, is a complete monster. And hell, maybe even like Novik, Lorey, and the other four bosses might be close to that strength too. Then I'd say there's strong regulars and Bomb's allies, and then there's the scrub regulars, because Bomb's allies as a whole are a bit stronger than average. And yeah, I think a lot of people are just like not saying it about David Rush, because it's not really the case there, but I've seen so many people being really salty and pissed off that people are hating on Androssi a lot now because she's just being really selfish and kind of a crappy character this arc. And like, she's a super, super popular character that was really popular because of the stuff she did in Volume 1, and now this arc is really making a lot of people dislike Androssi. So yeah. Like I said, I still think Androssi's strong. I just think at this point in the story, we've met stronger. And Bomb is stronger. Ghost Emblem said about my theory during the review, nice theory, but what about Bomb's team? It looks like they'll head straight to Kaiser and ignore the tourney, since they don't need it or the boss's names. They just need to find her and fight, and Yukon should be able to lead them there. Yeah, like I said, like you're probably right. Everything you said is like, it's one of those things where we'll just have to see, you know, because like things could go exactly like you said them, or they could go sort of like my theory, or they could go like neither one. Like, we don't really know so far. But yeah, what you said is completely like likely. What I said, I don't think is terribly likely, but I think it's a real possibility, and I think it'd be entertaining. And I don't know how long it'll take them to get to Kaiser, though. Because, like, I think that they could possibly run into some kind of other challenge or obstacle along the way. But either way, it's just one of those things. It was just something I thought up in the moment while I was taking notes on the chapter. And we'll have to see where things go, because they could go a lot of different ways. And now, lastly for this week, the only one I haven't answered in the comments, I don't know if I've read yet, from Mike Nemp said, yeah, normally I don't care since it's one or two small grammar mistakes, but this week's was on a whole nother level. That, and as I mentioned before, huge sections seem to be rewritten between when you did your reaction and when I read it, but all the mistakes were still there. I have a hard time believing Kaiser's going to keep the hostages in the same place as always, since she knows Bomb is coming for them. Either that, or she thinks Inietta will be enough to stop them. That Androssi capture idea could be interesting, but I still prefer the twins just sitting back and letting what happens happen, to gather intel before challenging Androssi later. My thoughts are that we'll find out that Kaiser's keeping the hostages elsewhere, and the rescue teams may fall into traps with the final strong bosses. This would force Bomb to fight with Kaiser, with a time limit to beat her and find the location of his friends before they get sold. Yeah, I think that is, that's, again, like I said with Ghost Emblems, that's really just sort of a likely scenario. Like, there are a bunch of different scenarios that you're like, oh, that could completely happen. There's nothing saying it wouldn't happen that way. So yeah, that's another one that's likely. And with what you said about the princesses waiting and biding their time, I would prefer that too. Like what I said about the capture idea, I think it would be super interesting and entertaining. But my biggest preference, I think, would just be for the twins to sort of back out for now and then come back later as a threat. I think I don't think this is their arc to be a main threat. I kind of want this to be more about Kaiser and the bosses as the main threat. So yeah, then I think that's it. Also, I still want to go back and reread and see if it really is that different. Because I definitely believe you. Because I don't know, some things happen. I think they've changed it. I think there was one time I noticed where they changed it before, but it was a few months ago. So yeah, that's it for the comments this week. I really hope you guys enjoyed. I am not doing so hot, and I've been recording for so long. I wanted to do the rest of this 12 Beast read through, but I don't know if I'm doing it tonight. So anyway, I guess thank you guys so very much for watching. Like if you did like this video, comment down there and tell me what you thought of everything, or if you want anything else answered. Whatever, comment what you want to comment. I mean, whatever. Subscribe for more of everything I talked about here. Tower of God, 12 Beast, Boku no Hero Academia, a bunch of stuff, and all of that and more. Check out the channel, whatever. And as well as, I always forget to say, follow on Twitter if you want. I'll keep you updated there whenever I post anything or push anything back. So that is it. Thank you all for watching one last time, and I'll see you all next time.